Now, they have a candidate, former Spirit Aerosystems, very successful candidate, Larry Lawson, they've hired as a consultant, who they think would do a better job than you. If they're putting Mr. Lawson up, do you have the votes to stop Mr. Lawson?
Well, look, the most important thing is to look at the track record here, what we've done.
Shareholders agree. Look at the track record. It shows that of all the S&P 500 companies that have been public since Klaus Kleinfeld took over Alcoa, Alcoa's total shareholder return ranks near the very bottom. Each of the companies that performed worse than Alcoa during this period changed CEOs. In other words, Dr. Kleinfeld has the worst track record of any CEO in the S&P 500 over his tenure. What is Dr. Kleinfeld's excuse?
Well, they ignore that we had a world economic crisis that hit the commodity markets particularly heavy.
Once again, let's look at the track record. It shows that neither the financial crisis nor poor commodity prices can explain his poor results. In fact, over any relevant time frame against any companies facing the same issues, Dr. Kleinfeld has failed to deliver for shareholders. Shareholders' lack of confidence in Dr. Kleinfeld has been plain for all to see following the separation of Alcoa Inc. into two publicly traded companies, Alcoa Corp. and ARNC. Following the separation, shares of Alcoa Corp. Rallied under its new shareholder-friendly and well-respected management team. But the Kleinfeld-led ARNC continued to underperform until its largest shareholder called for fundamental change in the company's leadership. In fact, it was only after the call for Dr. Kleinfeld to step aside that ARNC shares rose by more than 30%, conclusive evidence that the company is worth more without Dr. Kleinfeld at the helm. This increase in the value of ARNC shares was the strongest reaction to a shareholder's call for change at any company in at least a decade. 4 of the company's largest shareholders have joined in the call for change. Together with Elliott Management, these shareholders own more than 20% of ARNC.
We do not believe that ARNC can achieve its long-term intrinsic value under the leadership of Klaus Kleinfeld.
We intend to support Elliott's proposed proxy slate because it best serves the long-term interests of the company.
Elliott's plan for value creation can reverse the past and set new ARNC on a better path.
The problem
is it a Kleinfeld problem or a macro problem?
No, I do think it's the CEO problem, because he's also been the one that was there when they cut the dividend back in 2009. He's been the one that actually has been through everything with them. And when we look for this company, the reason we really owned it was because of ARNC, because of the specialty materials part. That's precision cast parts. That's what Warren Buffett bought. But there's been no value created.
And independent analysts noted the significant gains that shareholders stand to make if the company heeds the call, and the significant losses they could face if the company fails to act. This May, ARNC shareholders may get a chance to vote for 4 independent, highly qualified director nominees. Nominees whose independence from Dr. Kleinfeld will enable them to hold ARNC's management accountable and create value for all shareholders. When shareholders go to cast their votes, we encourage them to heed Dr. Kleinfeld's advice.
Well, look, the most important thing is to look at the track record here, what we've done. Let the facts speak.
Indeed, let the facts speak.